In the previous lessons, we built a CRUD operation for the nodes. That means we can create, delete, edit, show a node. We have a lot to do, but for now we can build the communication with the nodes via MQTT. For the MQTT client, I will use Laravel client. Laravel client is a Laravel wrapper for the PHP MQTT client. That means for this package. It's not perfect, but it works. And maybe in other lesson, I will build a Laravel MQTT client from scratch. But for now, it is okay, it works, and we can use it. That means first I will install the Laravel client, and I will open a terminal. Composer require PHP MQTT Laravel client. And after installing the package, I will publish the configuration file with this command, and it's the same in terminal. And now we have in the app, in the config, we have this file MQTT client, and here is all the setup. Now this package allow you to configure multiple name connection. That means we can set multiple MQTT broker. For example, we have here a default connection, and I can change this this setup here. For example, I want to set default connection with Hive MQ broker. On my channel, I show already some experiment with Hive MQ broker, but you can set other broker too, for example, Mosquito and so on. For example, default connection is default, but I will make here env, and I will set here MQTT default connection. I will set Hive MQ. Also, we have MQTT default connection is Hive MQ. Now I add the Hive MQ here, and the host is MQTT Hive MQ host, Hive MQ port, and so on. You will find the file on the GitHub. And I change this line. I insert here the storage path for the certificate if you need. That means now I can I put the certificate in the storage, in the app certificate, and I can use the SSL certificate. And I insert a second broker for Mosquito, and this is only a small example. Now in the M file, I have MQTT default connection is Hive MQ. In my channel, I show you already how it works with Hive MQ broker, but as I say, you can use other broker too. I have the host, the port, client, and so on. You can insert second brokers like here. For example, you must insert your data, and that's all. This approach is more flexible. Maybe you are not using the same broker as I am and you want to use a different one. All you need to do is insert your own config here. For example, I have now two brokers, HiveMQ and Mosquito. Or maybe later on we will use multiple brokers for different tasks and eventually add the option in the front end for the admin to choose which broker to use. Okay, here you have an example with two brokers, and I will test it now. And I will test here direct in the route. For example, I make a route, get, for example, MQTT test, and I need a function here, and I will make a topic. Topic is test slash topic, and I make a variable for a message too. Message, it is I will make for example message hello world from HTTP route. Okay, now I make the connection, and now you can see how I use the broker. For example, client is MQTT connection, and now I can choose which broker I will use. For example, Hive MQ in this case. If you want Mosquito, you can select Mosquito. Okay, now client, I will publish the topic, JSON encode, and one quality of servers, for example. Now I will make a return. Response JSON, and that's all. Perfect. And now we can test. And now I prepare here the -q broker, and now I will send this message. That means I must only to call this URL and hello world from HTTP root, and I see the message here. It works perfect. When I send a second, it works perfect. I put the config for the MQTT broker in the f.example file. That means you must only to copy this part in your main env file, and you must to set your host for the HiveMQ and username and password. For the certificate, I show already in my channel how to download the certificate from HiveMQ, but you will find in the storage app certificate. Here is the certificate for the HiveMQ, and that's all. Yeah, but if you want, you can use the Mosquito. That's means here in the MQTT connection, when you see a MQTT connection, you can set here the Mosquito. Yeah, and the name what you write here. Yeah? Now I will push to the GitHub the changes, add MQTT client integration with HiveMQ and Mosquito. This commit message is too long. Commit and push.